Hello, everyone. So excited to connect with you and share with you a powerful a life lesson that was perfect for a 5-year-old and perfect for a 30-something-year-old. This happened last night and it was so incredible. So there is a Thai food place near my house, and I was having dinner with my daughter and my parents last night. And this Thai food place is called Phuket, but it's spelled Phuket. And it's funny because when I Googled to pull up the phone number to call them and place in their order, Google pulled up the other kind of bucket. So I had a laugh at that and was not having a laugh when we left. In fact, it was very frustrating. It was triggering, but I always say this, that triggers are our best teachers. We had a beautiful trigger and a wonderful opportunity to share, to expand, to grow, to go within and to connect and to learn. And life is all about the things that we learn, and the things that we learn impact the beliefs that we have about ourselves. And if you have ever been with a narcissist, been with someone who you felt emotionally abused and used to, or was completely emotionally unavailable, that is an indication, a mere reflection of what is going on within you. And it all has to do with the unconscious beliefs we have about ourselves. You hear me say that all the time. And when you're ready, and only when you're ready, because you won't do it until you're ready and feel aligned, to go inside and completely transform that through our past pain to present power program. And you'll find out more information in the links to that in the description below this video. I've got a free masterclass on it as well. I invite you to join. Until then, let's get into our story. And the tagline of it was, never hold it in, because someone else will be uncomfortable with you letting it out. Never hold it in, because someone else will be uncomfortable with you letting it out. And when you've experienced past emotional abuse and neglect, you are taught, you learn, you are programmed to hold it in, to keep it in, to suppress it. Clearly, that leads to depression, because you're depressing, you're compressing, you're suppressing, you're pushing all of that stuff in, keeping it in, holding it down, and not letting it out. And this was a lesson that I shared with my daughter. Never, ever, ever hold it in. Of course, after I was triggered, she was too, but in a very different way, because she's got different understandings and experiences from me. So never hold it in, because someone else is uncomfortable with you letting it out. And after what I'm about to share with you, after the lesson, the opportunity, the trigger occurred, she said, "What do you mean, Mom, like a fart?" And I said, "No, my love, but don't hold those in either," right? We all know that. Those are really uncomfortable and they lead to a lot of internal and physical pain. So let those out too. Let it go, right? Just like Elsa said. And I love that, because she loves her. And that applies to so many things in our lives. But when we've compounded emotional abuse and neglect and held in the triggers and not process, digest, and release them and let them go, we are significantly impacted. So what happened was, we called Phuket Thai food. Hello, Phuket. Placed our order. 40 minutes. Cool. We got there and it was about 45 and it wasn't ready yet. And that's okay. They were very understaffed and very busy. So we waited and we're playing there. They've got these little toys up on the top rack, and my daughter noticed them because she's very intuitive, very intelligent, and very aware. So she's like, "Mommy, what are those? Can you pick me up and hold me, please? I want to see them." Of course. So I pick her up, I hold her, she's pulling them down, talking to me about them, and we're engaging and connecting. We get our food about an hour later and are going to my parents' house, and she says, "I have to go potty." And of course, I'm thinking, why don't you go potty while we're waiting? Whatever. We go potty, and as we're walking out from the potty, my daughter coughs. I think she coughed maybe 2 times, 3 times. And an elderly woman, in a very loud voice, said, and my daughter keeps walking. And of course, the volume in and of itself caught my attention. And we just walk out because we had our food, we're ready to go. I'm gonna go eat. And I hear it again, "Cover your cough." And everything inside of me heated up. Everything. That's what happens when we're triggered. Things inside heat up. We feel it like a boiling water that goes from water in a still pot, no heat, no energy source connected to it that's going to turn up the volume, to boiling like that. Because I knew, because of the proximity and the message, who she was speaking to. And there was this fire inside of me that said, "You will not speak to my daughter like that." You're a complete stranger, and you could have said it politely, the way you said it. And those are the things that often trigger us. It's not what people say, it's how it is said. And it connects with something within us and can light us up. It can cause our blood to boil. That's why there's phrases like that. So we're walking out and I can feel it. I can feel it in my chest. I can feel it in my throat. And I look at my daughter and she does one more little cough on the way out. And then I turn my back to open the door and make eye contact with her, like dead on. There's nothing standing in her way. Eye contact. And give her one of these. Just for a moment. Just to let her know she was heard. Because people speak because they want to be heard. We love validation. Did you hear me? Yes. She received the validation. And it was an indication that I needed to have a conversation, not with her. And I felt it. And I said, I release you. I release you. I release you with love. And my daughter said, what are you doing, Mom? And I said, I'm releasing her with love. And she said, what do you mean? What does that mean? What does releasing with love mean? And I said, I know you heard what she said. And she almost started to cry. And she said, Mommy, she yelled at me. And I said, she was saying something to you. And everyone says something to everyone, whether we keep it in and we suppress it or whether we let it out. And it's often not what is said, it's how it's said. And she said, Mommy, she yelled at me. And I said, I heard it, sweetheart. And she said, I couldn't keep it in, Mommy. It was tickling my throat. And we're all adults. We've been children and we've had experiences, and experiences like that can come from a complete stranger. Experiences of pain, experiences of shame, experiences of not being good enough, of doing something the wrong way. And if something is done the wrong way, we believe something is wrong with us. And she was doing what was natural to her, letting out that tickle inside of her throat. And in that, I said, I know, honey. And I'm letting her go. And she said, what do you mean? What does that? I don't get it. You're not holding on to her. And I said, when someone triggers you, there's a holding on because your body is physically responding and having an emotional response and presenting physically what is going on internally. And internally, I was taught that this is a beautiful opportunity and lesson, that this was not personal. And she said, what do you mean it wasn't personal, Mom? And my response was, in order for someone to say something like that in the way that she said it. And she said, Mommy, the way she said it hurt me. And I said, I know. In order for someone to hurt someone else, especially a beautiful child, especially a stranger, someone that they don't know, that's telling. That's telling. And she finished my sentence. That's telling us what they feel about themselves. And I just thought, you are brilliant. You are so brilliant. That's exactly what it's telling us. It's telling us what they feel about themselves, because you have to have that inside of you, that pain, that hurt, those triggers. And those were projected onto you in the way that she said them. And she said, what do you think is hurting her? And I had a field day with that because of all of the things that I had known about myself and about the root and the core of where pain comes from. I said, there's many things, honey. I said, maybe she got yelled at when she was a little girl and she wasn't allowed to cough or let out the things that were inside of her that she wanted to let go of. And now seeing and hearing and experiencing you do that triggered her, made her mad. And so she yelled at you. You're a little girl. She yelled at you and thinks it's okay to yell at little girls, complete strangers. And she said, I bet you she was yelled at a lot when she was a little girl. I said, you could be right. And maybe that's what happened. Maybe that was her trigger. Something happened. You coughed and it triggered her. And she said, that's just really weird, Mommy. Everyone coughs. I know. Everyone coughs, everyone farts, everyone poops. We're all human. It is a human thing to do. And she said, well, especially when your throat's tickled. Yeah, I know. And there was such a beautiful opportunity to share the different things, because it could have been anything. And we'll never know. We will never know, because chances are we'll never see that lady ever again. But it was an opportunity, an experience, a lesson that we both got to spend time in learning and taking from. And I still felt it. So on the drive home, I said, I cut the cord, I release you, I let you go, I send you away with love. And she said, what does that mean, mommy, to cut the cord? And I shared with her how when we're triggered, we're energetically connected. A trigger is an energetic connection. And so there's a cord, much like you're connected, like a baby and a mommy, you're connected through a cord. And when you're triggered, you're energetically connected. It's like this invisible energetic cord of connection to them. And the feelings, the emotions that I was having and experiencing were of frustration, were of anger, were of my insides boiling because you just said something that hurt my baby. She got it, she understood it. And now there's this, is there something wrong with me because I coughed? And a beautiful opportunity and lesson with my daughter to express this teachable moment. Nothing is wrong with you. That was a lesson of projection. That is exactly what projection looks like, what it feels like, and what it sounds like. And far too often, we're not taught, we're not modeled, we're not shown, we're not displayed as children what that really is, what it really means. Those opportunities, those life lessons, they're just generally passed by, especially if you're raised in an environment where there's emotional disconnection, where there's emotional unavailability, and there's a very, very big lack of emotional immaturity. So you carry those opportunities, those lessons, those experiences that you have from the time that you're a little kid, and they can be from complete strangers. You carry them through the rest of your life, and they continue to compound because we're always receiving experiences of learning opportunities and lessons, but we're often missed. We often miss them. We often don't have someone who has their own level of understanding and emotional maturity and self-awareness to hold the space for teaching, to hold the space for understanding, to hold the space for what you need to do in a time where you experience and you feel that. So we were able to talk about energetic cords and energetic connections to projections. And it was so beautiful. On our drive to my parents' house to enjoy dinner, we were able to imagine the cord being a certain color and to cut it energetically, and what color are your scissors, and describe them. And what does it feel like now to leave that person, that opportunity, that experience there, and to send her love and to get into a conversation about it, what it means and what someone would need to be experiencing and feeling and believing about themselves and what they need. They need love. If she was yelled at a lot as a little girl for letting it out, she was punished, she was ashamed, she was yelled at, she was told, get to your room, whatever it was, all the things that we experienced when we're little. She didn't have anyone there for her to hug her and say, are you okay, honey? You want me to get you some water? And just hug her and hold her. That builds up, that compounds over time. And to learn this from a really early age is a beautiful gift, but it's a gift that so many of us don't receive. But it's never too late. It's a gift that you can give yourself at any time. This beautiful gift of inner healing, powerful transformation, and understanding about other people's energies, other people's pain, and what is needed to heal that pain, to disconnect, to let it go, to release from it when you feel connected to it. So a beautiful experience. And in her cute little 5-year-old way, when I said never hold it in because someone else will be uncomfortable with you letting it out, she got to share with me other things she enjoys letting out. Giggles, laughs, farts, poops, all the things. And it was just so much fun. So if you are someone who relates to this, connects with this, and is understanding that you could significantly benefit from this level of awareness and this level of healing from your own inner wounds that you experience, that you project onto others, or that you take personally when others project onto you, and you're ready to go there. You're ready to do the inner transformational healing work. You're ready to get to the very core and the very root of your pain and what's caused it, and the symptoms and pains that you experience because of it being there. And you're ready to subconsciously reprogram, rewire, and transform your life. I would love to connect with you. You can find out more information about the ways that I work with people in the description below this video. Until then, I laughed and I said, no wonder our favorite restaurant is called Fuck It. Let it go. And she's like, you just said the F word. And I said, well, it's spelled PH, just like Phoenix. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you learned a lot from it. And I am sending you so much love. The world needs more of that, and we need more of it for ourselves. All right, you guys, that is it for today. Bye for now.